Hello, it's me. Here is a sped up version of the recap of the history of the beginning of the show, a creation of the show I did last year for the anniversary special when I thought it was the 5th anniversary, when it was really the 6th anniversary. Okay, let's go.
As of March 28th, maybe a little late, we are celebrating the 7th anniversary of The Protector's Wish. In the beginning, back when I was like 12, 13, and prepubescently ugly, I was an avid fan and watcher of a certain Minecraft YouTuber, who shall not be named.
Afmao.
And before the story got way too convoluted for its own good, young me was honestly very inspired. I still have a lot of shame when I say that. Lol.
Less shame, more cringe.
And long story short, I was suddenly very motivated to create a short 3-minute episode of a little something I called A Protector's Wish. You see the difference? Protectors, the protectors. There's the apostrophes in a different place to show that there's more than one protector now. You get it. But because I was literally a preteen, I had no access to any sort of resources that could have possibly made it a good thing to watch, to say the least. I mean, come on, I used screenshots from an amateur setting I built in, oh man, a Pocket Edition Minecraft. What is this, 2017? It was. Just last year, however, I was able to fully reboot the series and post 2 fully fledged episodes, one of which kind of bombed, but that's okay. I'm not crying inside. Through the series, I met a bunch of cool people, lost a few connections, and have a lot of thoughts after the fact.
What key themes do you want viewers to take away? First of all, how dare you insinuate that the show has viewers? Just kidding. Okay, no, but seriously. As for themes, a lot of that has to currently do with a lot of the media influences that I'm really inspired by right now. One of which primarily has been Critical Role. I have never played a single D&D game in my life, but I am a big fan of how they use the system mechanics in order to lift their story up, and in particular when the characters drive the plot forward rather than the plot driving the characters forward, if that makes sense. Like in Exandria Unlimited Calamity, a lot of the characters with their backstories and their character traits and their goals sort of inform the plot rather than, let's say, the DM Brennan Lee Mulligan having to say, this is what you have to go up against, this is what you have to fight, or things of that nature. I think I even wrote some themes and story goals that I want to work towards, including a quote that he said in their roundtable that they did a few years ago. I don't really know. What scene or line in TPW are you most proud of? In terms of released media, I think it'd have to be in terms of unreleased things, if you died, oh my gosh, what animal would you come back as? And what would you do first as that animal? It sounds a little like basic and maybe even like poetically cliche, but the first thing I thought of was a butterfly. Butterflies are also pretty symbolic to what to the story too, but the first thing I'd do if I came back as a butterfly, I don't know. What do butterflies do? I would fly into the wind. What/who inspired you to become an artist? Okay, so that's like definitely a long and ongoing list, but if we keep it tied to TPW as a whole, aside from the Minecraft YouTuber who inspired me to start TPW, the first person who inspired me to buy the first art program I bought ever, Sketch Club, was I think they were called Mystic Draws. I don't know if they're still called Mystic Draws, but yeah. And with Sketch Club, I was able to do the first ever episode and all. And I guess through Sketch Club, I was able to meet a couple of cool friends. Here they go. Currently though, here's a list for you. How long did you draw for? Okay, so this is an interesting question because I don't think I've ever kept track. I just know it feels like a long time. But if we go from video to video, starting with the casting call I did with Hannah and Coffee, that definitely took a few months bleeding from 2021 into 2022 because not a lot, but a few of the people were making fun of how delayed TPW had been by that point. Visualizers, they don't take very long at all. I just draw a couple frames that kind of evoke the correct emotion. The prologue episode and episode 1 I was doing at the same time, and I think I finished the scripts by April of that year because I was able to cast the voice actors for 2020, the 2022 batch by June, so 6 months? 6 to 7 months? And then the recent Side Stories episode I did with a super special character, which you should totally watch, please! Definitely also had some bleeding from 2023 into 2024, but I know that was starting from July. So July, August, September, October, November, January, 6 months also.
I've been hoping to honestly move away from the format that I have been doing for a while now into sort of like a midst podcasty type beat where it's only like a few frames per scene so that, we're not like putting in so much effort into doing art only to get like, maybe like 100 views, a little to no reward, if that makes sense.
Favorite food? I don't know what else to ask. Anytime I'm asked, what's your favorite anything? I'm always like, man, I don't know. Because I'm like not really big on much. And my recall is not very good. But maybe in post if I think of something. If I think of a dish that I happen to like. I'll put it on screen here. What's your favorite Pokemon? I love your art style. Thank you. I wasn't very much of a Pokemon person, to be honest. I watched the anime on Cartoon Network, I think, but only in bits and pieces, and that was really it. But, not to sound basic and cliche again, the evolutions, Who among the cast would be your favorite cousin, and who would be your worst nightmare of a classmate? Starting drama here, Mike. Oh my gosh. Okay, so to go down the list of current cast members, how would you describe your artistic process? That was totally an A1 impression of how Casey sounds. Definitely, totally. Currently, I'm in like a little bit of a block after I did Gabriel's episode for a few months. But when I'm in it, when I'm locked in, I will be on my bed and draw, sketch, line art, flat color, shading. I don't know. I haven't really done many personal pieces in a while, like standalone single illustrations in a hot second. All the art from the past few months has just been frames for DPW, but we'll get there eventually, maybe. I don't know. What is your favorite part of production for the audio drama? Art, lines, music, etc.? Definitely the part when I feel like everything's coming together just great. When I finish editing for audio scenes, or finishing art for visuals, getting to check off the to-do list one by one will always scratch an itch in my brain. Just right. Yep, Do peanut butter and pickles belong together on a sandwich? No. Who is your favorite character overall? Design, story, personality. Pick one of your babies. Good luck! I literally stared at my ceiling for a good hot second after reading that question. In terms of current NPCs, this one. In terms of main characters, maybe this one? I don't know. Is mayonnaise an instrument to you? I mean, anything can be an instrument if you play it just right. If the story was modern, I'm gonna stop you right there, sir. The story is urban fantasy. Urban fantasy equal modern. If you were in TPW, what would you be like as a character? When drawing the character cutout for this video, I rolled some numbers randomly and designed a non-magic user Ryugan character. It looks like me, it gets the job done, but if we did it again... Alright, and that is it! Thank you for 7 years, 7 long years of this show, and all in its incarnations. I'm gonna try and not make it too long, but that just all depends on how well this goes. Hopefully you'll stick around. Hopefully, if you like what you see, if you like the first 2 episodes of the season, maybe you could share it around to your friends, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your family, your dogs, your cats, your fish. I don't know. So that I could do some more. This show has been a real passion project of mine, and it has honestly kept me sane throughout a lot. And I mean a lot. So here's hoping. Separately, I am forever grateful to everybody, and I mean everybody, like past people who have helped me and present people who have helped me. I am forever grateful to everybody who has expressed some desire to assist me with bringing this story to life. It's been really fun. It has been really fun, and I'm hoping, here's to hoping, that you all won't get too tired of me anytime soon. Love you, bye!